Hi everyone, this is Anka of AGblend13 back with a new painting video. Starting out with a cat face shape that has been handmade out of aluminum by my design partner Japri. We then use a metal bonding primer and I will be working with acrylic paints. This piece was created at the end of 2025 from my solo show that happened at La Luz de Jesus Gallery in January of 2026. And it featured a series of tattoo cats, all of them holding various things in their mouths. And this one's name is SCRAM. Now, most of my cats were holding fireworks or firecrackers, and SCRAM was a little different in that they are holding a very cartoony nuclear rod. Now, this came about with my desire to paint a black and white cat. A few years ago, I did a black and white tattoo cat named Felix, and a lot of the tattoos and the design was based on the vintage Felix the Cat cartoons. And I wanted to go black and white again, and I think that just led itself very naturally to sort of 1950s nuclear tension, nuclear scare design. And I had a lot of fun working this one out. Now you can see already I did change the face pretty significantly from how I started. And that turtle that I had started painting at the beginning was a real turtle that was a real cartoon turtle that was used in a series of public service announcements with information for people about what to do if there's a nuclear bomb. And I liked the idea of adding it, but it had so much fine detail. I decided to just go a little bit more abstract, not make the direct reference to a specific time period of American history, and instead just go a little broader with it. And so the tattoos are a mushroom cloud. We've got a cockroach, because everybody talks about how cockroaches will survive anything. We've got a spaceship and a ghost. And then over the eyes, one eye has lots of little hazard symbol lightning bolts, and the other one has a hazard symbol, those three kind of wedge shapes. And we've got a little bit of barbed wire and then some skull flowers. And so I just really went all over the place with this one. It is funny to me, this one got a really positive response from my audience, just sharing it on social media. It's never the ones I guess. I have no criticism about it. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong for loving this cat, because I love it too so much. But I do wonder what specifically, nobody's articulated to me, why do you love this one more than the other ones? What is it about it? I am curious, and I don't really know. I do think it has a very adorable face. I do think it looks a little deranged, the way I shifted the eyes, the pupils down. It is very cartoony. Some of them I lean more toward almost a heightened reality, but there's still kind of a core of plausibility to them almost, where, okay, sure, there's no blue cats with tattoo printed fur holding firecrackers in their mouths, but it almost, I don't know, to me that maybe it feels almost a little bit more plausible. We're here, with the nuclear rod, I will say, this is 100% cartoon. The plutonium or uranium rod, this is 100% opening sequence of The Simpsons. Nothing exists like this, as far as I understand it, that glows green and looks like this. So very, very cartoony, very cartoon logic, obviously. I mean, I think this cat kind of lives on the outskirts of the Chernobyl site and is having a lot of fun hanging out with the mutated dogs. I don't know. they have their own motivations that we can only begin to guess at. We'll never understand their world. And so just lots and lots of layering. That's my painting process for these. It takes a lot of time to build up the layers. Painting fur like this is multiple passes. There's no part of my paintings where it's just one layer and done. And so just keep that in mind. Every once in a while I get questions, how do you do this? Or this is amazing. Honestly, there's no trick to it. There's no secret to it. It's just having the patience to keep going and keep adding the layers and keep going and going until it looks right. And so with the fur, I am hand painting individually each strand of fur. Some of the earlier layers, I will start often with a kind of a frayed paintbrush that will paint kind of multiple strands of fur at a time, and it'll have a very hazy, imprecise quality to it. And then as I build up those layers, I do switch to progressively smaller brushes to individually define each hair. And that's kind of the style I do on these specific cat faces. Sometimes I do go for a hazier look, and it just depends on the piece. But for the tattoo cats, I really like this where the individual fur strands are defined in kind of a thick, chunky way. It really brings it to your focus because it's a big cat face and it's in your face. And to be able to stand at a distance and it all blends together as just looking kind of fuzzy, but then you can get up close and it isn't an illusion of fuzziness where you get up close and everything is hazy and you see that there's just very fuzzy brushstrokes. You up close, it actually is all very clearly defined, and I think that's a fun relationship to have with the viewer. Now, one thing about SCRAM is I do think it's fun that it has multiple meanings, where SCRAM is, of course, get out of here, SCRAM. And it's kind of a vintagey word. It's like I could see it being interpreted as like a little bit old-timey. SCRAM is also a term that is used in nuclear facilities. It's called a SCRAM button. And I don't know how they do it now, of course, in the modern day. But that would be the term for get out of here. the emergency alert button for shutdown, would say SCRAM, and it's a big red button, and you press that, and that's to to shut down the facility if something goes wrong. And that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.